Hello everybody and welcome into South Kent School. Hello everybody, welcome into South Kent School here at Brown Gymnasium. We are AMG at the South Kent School. Sam Spagnuolo along with Anthony Camardi bringing you today's playoff game. It is the NEPSAC Class AA quarterfinals between South Kent and McDuffie. The Cardinals coming in with a record of 15-3 in the regular season, and many would say that the 4 seed they received was a bit of a snub. However, the Cardinals hoping to make a statement here at home against a McDuffie team that hammered them in a 17-point victory about 2 months back. So a huge game here today. Obviously everything on the line. It's win or go home for South Kent. Gabe Joseph Bryan goes up for the tip. McDuffie takes it, and we're underway. The starting 5 for South Kent: Anthony Cooper, Michael Grigg, Anthony Nelson, Dane Quest, and Gabe Joseph Bryan. Posting up is the big Stony Brook commit, Alex Christie, and he puts it home. And an early 2-0 lead taken by McDuffie. Joined now by Anthony Camardi. Anthony, how you doing?
Doing well, Sam. The South Kent looking to get some revenge today in this quarterfinal matchup in NEPSAC AA. As you said, Anthony Nelson takes the ball and drives hard to the lane, and he's going to get it going for South Kent. And McDuffie's going to come back with the rebound.
McDuffie with a 2-0 lead, looking to expand on that. A 3 from the corner goes down for Tanaj Petway, and not a great start for the Cardinals as they trail at 5-0. They'll slow it down. Nelson hands off to Cooper. Well, one thing that, talking to Coach Barton, he was not going to let McDuffie beat the Cardinals in the paint, and Cooper looking to answer back from 3. He's knocked over. It won't go. Rebound tapped around and taken by the Mustangs. Masood with a hand in his face takes a 3. That's off the mark, and rebound pulled in by Cooper. McDuffie made just 4 3-pointers in the last matchup. Cooper down the lane lays it in, and the Cardinals pull it within 3. The starting 5 for McDuffie: Tanaj Petway, Ishmael Masood, Dana Tate, Richard Springs, and Alex Christie. An absolutely massive starting 5. The jumper for Christie way off the mark, and the rebound's pulled in by Grigg. We got a great crowd here in Brown Gymnasium today as Gabe Joseph Bryan just tried to throw down a poster, and he's fouled. So Gabe will shoot 2. The free throw line's been a bit of an adventure for him this season, but hoping to make it right now when it counts.
Looks like Gabe's checking his hand right there as he may have hurt a little bit trying to throw that one down.
And naturally, he sinks the first free throw. Little hand injury, no problem for Gabe. The second on the way. And Gabe goes 2 for 2. So a pair of huge free throw makes from Joseph Bryan, who came in shooting it at under 40% during the regular season, but the postseason is a new season. And a blocking foul called underneath. It's a 5-4 game. Petway will inbound from down low. Throws it back out to Tate. Tate signed with Rhode Island, and the player to watch for McDuffie. He scored 35 against the Cardinals last year. 14 in the first matchup between these two. They throw it inside. Springs kicks out. Tate open for 3. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Joseph Bryan. Gabe skies the pull on the board. Dishes over to Nelson. Nelson running the floor. Nelson takes to the bucket. Can't finish. And Joseph Bryan can't put it back, but he taps out the rebound to Grigg. Cooper looking to attack. Cooper on the drive. Great dish underneath. Falls right to Nelson. Nelson taking it on Tate. Nelson drives. Kicks. Cooper with a floater. And that's in and out. Oh, that offensive possession for South Kent. Not bad, but they just weren't able to finish. Petway nearly turns it over as Masood stepped out of bounds, and the Cardinal crowd's into it in the corner. The student sections come up huge here today, and all over Masood after he turned that thing over. And now we're going to see Frank Kepnang check into the game. Kepnang is in the class of 2021, which means he's just a freshman, and he has a wingspan of 7'5". So a guy that obviously is a big impact player. Malachi D'Souza checked in the game. D'Souza kicks out. He replaced Quest. Hand off to Nelson. Nelson on the drive, splits the defender, gets to the bucket, and nearly threw it down over Kepnang. Oh my goodness. D'Souza takes the three in the face and knocks it in. And a timeout taken by McDuffie as South Kent takes a 7-5 lead. And this has a playoff feel. There's a playoff atmosphere here in Brown Gymnasium. And after Ant Nelson nearly did what he did to Kepnang, D'Souza hits the three right in the face. And all the momentum squarely in the favor of South Kent right now after McDuffie came out of the gates firing.
Yeah, that's the one thing you wanted from South Kent against McDuffie at Woodstock. In the seconds McDuffie went on a little run, South Kent folded. McDuffie got out to a hot start here. You can't fold in the first minute of the game,
no.
And they did not. So, much like a playoff game should be, let's go to war.
So out of the timeout, it's the same five for McDuffie. Running the points, Tanaj Petway. Petway on the drive, they throw the lob, that's way off the mark, looking to find Tate, knocked out of bounds, it'll be South Kent possession.
Yeah, that was a little mistimed on the lob there. It was a good idea with the double screen to split the D and open up the middle lane, but perhaps just take a jumper or a floater for McDuffie. I'm glad they turned it over. As Ant now back the other way for Gabe. Oh, that would have been a sure two for South Kent.
What a feed to set that play up. So another AA quarterfinal action today. The 2-seed St. Andrews taking on the 7 Lawrence, who really that last team in, they got in over Masters. The 3-seed Cushing taking on the 6 Gould. And the score that we're keeping an eye on, as that's into Joseph Bryan. He's blocked by Kepnang, but he's fouled.
So Gabe will go back to the line.
The game that we're watching most closely today is Tilton against Kimball Union. Right now, Tilton holds a 14-10 lead over KUA in the first half. The winner of this game will square off with the winner of that game. And Joseph Bryan will go back to the line where he's already hit his first 2 free throws. Make it 3 for 3 for Gabe. You know, the thing all year with Joseph Bryan, it had to be mental from the line because he doesn't have a bad-looking shot.
No, he doesn't.
Nice rotation on it. It's always just been a little bit off.
Hey, it's a good time to hone that in right now.
It really is. And that one gets a friendly bounce. So when you're making him, the rim becomes friendlier.
It certainly does. With the rest of our crew at AMG today, we have Bojang Mall, Hunter Coaches, Taylai and Vadney, and Rong Wong. So we have a full crew today. We got 3 cameras going for you, trying to give you the works for the quarterfinals here at home.
Neville Lee is checked into the game, number 11. Petway drives to the bucket, and he's fouled. Foul goes on Nelson, and Petway will shoot a pair.
I thought Gabe might have had position there, but maybe he wasn't set.
Petway is a 6-foot junior guard out of Worcester, Mass., so relatively local to McDuffie. And he's short on the free throw. As the crowd played a big factor here early on, you love to see it.
Love to see it. If the student section picked the game that they wanted to really come out and go all out for, today's the one.
And Petway goes 0 for 2. You have to think that rattled him.
Oh, absolutely. Home court 1, Petway nothing.
On the drive, Cooper against Petway, and he blocks Cooper, and that's out of bounds. And Coach Jacques Rivera cannot believe that, as it stays with South Kent. I think that was the correct call, though it is hard to tell. Cooper will inbound. Got to get it in. They'll throw it back to D'Souza, who makes the catch over the much smaller Petway, and South Kent will set their offense. D'Souza fires a three. That's long. Rebounded by Petway. Not a bad shot.
Well, not a bad shot. The long rebound usually leads to a breakout for the other team, and South Kent did a good job to break back out and get back on defense as Kepnang was fouled going to the bucket there.
Fouled by Joseph Bryant, and he will shoot a pair of free throws.
You said all you have to do is make sure your big men don't get in trouble, and Gabe's got one now.
Kepnang has one as well. But Joseph Bryant figures to be huge here today. First free throw is missed.
And if I remember correctly, McDuffie struggled early on with their free throws against South Kent in the first game. Obviously came on strong in the second half.
They struggled altogether in the first half. And that's a calm 0 for 2 from Kepnang, 0 for 4 from the line so far for McDuffie. Nelson over to D'Souza. D'Souza drives to the holes, blocked by Kepnang. You have to be a very, very large person to get around Kepnang. He tried to put that back. Second chance won't go. Falls right back to him. Third try, and that's good.
You eventually have to get a rebound, and right now, McDuffie's big.
They're big.
Long and big.
And that's going to be the challenge in this game. South Kent can't let McDuffie beat him in the paint. Nelson drives. He's fouled.
I would call that continuation.
They're not going to. I'm watching AA all year. That's not going to be continuation. But,
true. That was a foul on Petway.
Good call. The inbound comes back to D'Souza. Second time they've gotten it in on a play like that. D'Souza over to Nelson. Back out to Cooper. So the Cardinals, with this 9-7 lead, Cooper off the mark from three. McDuffie will have a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. The Mustangs, we mentioned all their young talent. They have two Division I committed seniors, Alex Christie, the center, to Stony Brook, and Dana Tate to URI. Neville Lee, number 11, as Kepnang throws it down. Neville Lee is committed to Vassar College, which is, I think, D3. We're all square at 9 in what figures to be a great matchup here today. D'Souza back to Greg. Greg looks off the defender, fires a three. That's off the mark. Rebounded by D'Souza underneath. Joseph Bryan is blocked by Kepnang.
Now, South Kent can't keep settling for threes. Eventually, they're going to have to get into the lane. Go hard.
Nelson on the drive, dish underneath, and he can't save it. So a great move by Nelson on the crossover to create space, but, Kepnang underneath. Again, just his presence causing that turnover.
Yeah, he's trying to get that one over to Gabe, and Gabe just mishandled it. But, I mean, it's good that they're still trying to get the layups underneath. But, again, you can't jack up threes. Maybe a little hot,
it's got to be a healthy balance.
Maybe a little mid-range if they can muster that.
Well, the game plan from Coach Barton was they want to outrun this McDuffie team as Masood hits a three. And let them take the outside shots as they hit just 4 threes in the previous matchup. Cooper blows by, pulls up, jumper, he's fouled.
Hey, we'll take the fouls.
The foul goes on John Bella Hunter, number 5, and Cooper will shoot 2. First is off the mark for Cooper as McDuffie makes a pair of changes. Bella Hunter and Kepnang are out. Christie and Petway in the game. And Cooper will try and knock down the second. And he does. So 1 for 2 from the line from Anthony Cooper. So your score is 12-10, 10:49 to go here in the first half. On the drive, Masood Can't get it to go, and South Kent pulls in the rebound. Nelson on the push, up to D'Souza. D'Souza in the corner. Cooper passed up the three, drives, floater, way off the mark.
And you have to think that the size of McDuffie definitely adjusted that shot from Coop.
Now, South Kent's not getting anything at the rim right now. Feed down low, Springs fires an absolute rocket off the backboard.
Good defense there by Galloway.
Galloway in the game, trying to counter the McDuffie size. D'Souza on the drive, he traveled.
Malachi, they're just rushing everything now, trying to beat the big guys to the. They're trying to beat the big guys to the lane, and that's why Malachi had the turnover right there.
He scores 12-10. JT Pop is checked in the game along with Johnson. The 5 is Papa, Johnson, Nelson, Galloway, and D'Souza. In the game for McDuffie, number 10, Matt Neemsura. Apologize if I say that wrong. He wears 10 as well. Christie's back in, and he turns it over. Right in the paws of Galloway, and South Kent will look to run some offense here. Nelson. Nelson on the drive. Nelson creates an open shot for Johnson. He fires a three. That won't go.
Yeah, South Kent cold early on from, well, just about everywhere.
Yeah, this might be a defensive battle.
At 12-10 right now, 9:43 to go in the first. As Petway will carry the ball up the court.
The shot to South Kent's usually getting at the rim. They just haven't been able to get against this McDuffie team. And we knew that would be a matchup problem coming in. And the Cardinals have gotten some of their shots from outside. They just haven't hit them as of yet. That's blocked out of bounds by Galloway as he stuffs Petway. Great minutes from Josh here early on. Petway will throw it in. And it will stay with McDuffie as he's inbounding right in front of our cameraman down there, Hunter Coaches. Gets it into Neemsura. Neemsura back out to Masood. And they feed it to Tate now with the shot clock winding down. Tate posting up on Nelson. Tate step back jumper. That won't go. Great defense and a great rebound by D'Souza.
Huge there by Malachi. He was boxed out and still found a way to get it without drawing a foul or without fouling.
D'Souza hands off to Johnson. Tim on the take. Tim traveled.
I think the referee is going to be all about the turnovers and the fundamental of refereeing today, I guess.
That was a travel. So, 8:53 to go. We've been stuck at this 12-10 stalemate for a while now. And that nearly stolen by Papa. Masood throws it down low to Christie. Christie backing down. Back out to Petway. Petway with a great find, and Christie lays it in. A great
good
find.
Offense. I want to say that was 3 seconds. He was camped out there.
You know, I haven't seen that called once this year. It's something you love to scream at refs, but it's just never called.
Petway's going to pick up another foul.
He is. And that's the second on Tanaj. Up in in the Lakes region of New Hampshire, Tilton has opened up a 33-20 lead over Kimball Union. 14-10. Nelson on the drive. Nelson pulls up. That's in and out. Rebounded by Petway. Cardinals struggling right now offensively. Masood is walled off. Tate gets underneath, and he's fouled.
I don't know about that call.
That'll go on Galloway.
8:12 to go. If there are a lot of fouls called in the game, this is where you usually see a lot of one-on-one come this situation.
Christie down low, kicks out. Masood shovels over to Tate.
And this is the way they beat us in the last game. They just dominated the paint as they get another bucket right there. They did not score from the outside very much, and they just absolutely dominated the paint.
Nelson will drive, kicks out. Papa passed up the three. Back to D'Souza. D'Souza
great
will
offense.
throw it down.
Great offense. And they're going to need more of that now.
That's a big bucket to get the crowd back engaged. It's just a 4-point game for as much as it seems like McDuffie's dominated the last 5 minutes. And when South Kent was most successful, the crowd was really into it. Tate takes him back out of it as they missed him on the back cut.
So as good as the offense was down the other end, the defense was just as bad.
Nelson. On the drive, kicks out to Souza, catch and shoot, 3, in and out.
Ice cold from 3 are South Kent. And that's been their go-to in this recent stretch. I thought that was a travel.
Jumper from Masood's good.
But that was their bread and butter. They've been hitting threes during this winning streak that they've had. And they're ice cold right now. I don't think they've hit one. They do have one. Malachi hit one, but that's it.
Yep.
Not a good percentage.
No. And a foul bails. Oh, an offensive foul.
On who?
Nelson.
For what?
They say push off.
I didn't see a whole lot there.
So Coach Barton brings in Chris Scaife, Gabe Joseph Bryan, and Anthony Cooper.
I didn't see a whole lot there. The referees are clamping this game down right now.
Tate throws the backdoor lob, and Masood tried to elevate over the defender, couldn't do so. Big possession here. Nelson on the drive. Nelson takes it to the hole, and in and out. Tapped out. Cooper, NBA 3, needs it. No. Oh.
Nothing is falling. There is a lid on the bucket right now for the Cardinals.
South Kent needs a stop. They throw it down low. Christie backing down and puts it in, and it's a 10-point lead for McDuffie.
And this is what we didn't see in the first game. We did not see Christie, as Kepnings was set to check in, so that's not going to help us at all.
South Kent needs to get hot from the perimeter. They trail it by 10. Fully capable of a run as Scaife drives to the hole.
That's got to be a foul.
Is fouled.
I don't think they called that on Christie either. And Christie smacked his shoulder.
They called it on Bella Hunter. That's his second. That doesn't help the Cardinals.
No. Like, they did not call the initial slap on the shoulder, which is beyond me.
Yeah. Scaife will shoot 2. He's wearing number 0 today.
And if you want to call it a bad omen, the referees told our fans that they couldn't have their boomsticks.
Yeah, ridiculous.
If you wanted to call that a bad omen to the start, then that's it. As Chris Scaife's free throw woes continue.
Kepnang and Springs check back in.
That's a tough substitution pattern to deal with.
Very tough.
Essentially, it's replacing. It's not replacing, it's just substituting.
Either Christie or Kepnang have to get in foul trouble.
Right.
Scaife off the mark on the second. An empty possession, and empty from the line are the Cardinals.
Empty from the field are the Cardinals today.
Yeah, this is not a good start. But you know the ball will start finding the bottom of the basket soon. You wonder if there's some playoff jitters. McDuffie has come into this vicious road environment, and they're playing very well right now. So
you could say that each team are due. McDuffie's been playing horribly, and South Kent have been playing magnificently. And you could say each team is due, as Bill Barton's got to be fuming right now.
McDuffie has doubled up South Kent. So we'll take a timeout as the Cardinals trail it 24-10, 5:18 to go here in this first half. And it's been a struggle for South Kent early on. Right now they trail it by 12, looking to get something going. Cross-court pass to Nelson. Nelson on the drive, takes it strong. The floater goes in. So, South Kent gets a basket to quiet this momentum. 24-14's the score, under 5 to go in the first half, and now the Cardinals need to stop.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. We lost you there for a second.
Didn't miss much. Masood on the drive. That's knocked out of bounds as Masood Threw that one right into the paw of Nelson. Neville Lee will check in, number 11.
There's a voice that we love.
Into Masood.
Mr. Phil Darren is going to get this crowd ignited. Just you watch.
Masood from the corner. That's long. Rebound. Out of bounds. And it'll stay with McDuffie. And that was just Kepnang, all alone in there.
They're going to give that ball to McDuffie.
Yes, they are, as I said.
I thought it was the other way around.
I did too. But the call did not favor South Kent. Springs beats the buzzer. The Cardinals so far just haven't been able to get a stop when they need it. And they need to keep this game around 10 heading into the half. Coach Barton obviously going to make some halftime adjustments.
And they are a jump shooting team, and right now they're not hitting jump shots.
JT Papa lays it in. That was a good offensive possession.
It was.
And timeout taken.
I forget the point I was about to make. But 10-point game, 4:02 to go in the first. In other action, we have Tilton leading Kimball Union 43-26, kind of expected.
Yeah, well, things going from bad to worse for the Wildcats of Kimball Union, as they're not putting up much of a fight on the road at Tilton. So the winner of this game, of course, will advance to take on Tilton. It really strikes you when you watch this game and how South Kent and McDuffie, just two completely different styles of teams.
Right, South Kent a jump shooting team, not hitting the jump shots. McDuffie a big team that are just flexing their muscle in the paint right now, and South Kent right now don't have an answer.
Well, they go to a small lineup. Cooper, Grigg, Papa, Nelson, and Joseph Bryan right now for South Kent. There's a turn. Oh, they called a foul underneath. I don't believe it.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievably terrible.
Well, McDuffie will be in the bonus. Richard Springs will shoot a 1-and-1. Not quite a 1-and-1 yet, I guess. Good news for the Cardinals. These referees have decided to make this game about them so far.
Seriously.
It's a playoff game. You got to let some things go. And that's a turnover. That'll go to South Kent. That's the same exact thing that Grigg did on the last play that he was called for a foul on. Same exact thing.
Unbelievable.
So, hey, at least they didn't call it there. 26-16 is your score. They feed it down low. Cooper kicks out to Papa. Papa back to Cooper. Cooper on the drive. Cooper creating some space. Puts it off the window and in. Good move by Ant Cooper.
Yeah, if South Kent could get a stop here and a bucket before the half, a couple more buckets rather. I didn't look at the time. It was 3 minutes left.
The crowd is reignited. Petway on the drive. Huge mismatch as he's guarded by Joseph Bryan. And an offensive foul is the call underneath.
And is that an offensive foul or 3 seconds?
It's an offensive foul. And it's on Springs. So, I didn't see that either, but, I'll take it. Inbound comes to Nelson. 3:08 to go. Nelson on the drive. Nelson kicks back out to Cooper. Cooper on the drive.
Oh, what a move.
Jumper rattles off.
See, those are jump shots that Cooper was hitting in the past 3 or 4 games for South Kent.
That's right. Masood. That one nearly poked away by Papa in the hands of Kalen Mahdi, number 4, the smallest man on the court.
No, JT has not done much, if anything, wrong, as that was a nice move.
Tate on the drive. Hard to guard that. It's back up to a 10-point lead.
See, I'm pretty good at reading facial expressions. Michael Grigg is getting a little bit upset.
Anthony Nelson not upset about the roll he got
No,
there.
not at all. I wouldn't be.
Put some jelly off the backboard, and it's 28-20.
Again, plenty of time. but they need to get stops. Or just hope that McDuffie goes ice cold.
Christie feeds it underneath, taken away by Nelson. In transition, Nelson all the way, lays it in, up and under. Oh, it's back to a 6-point game, and the Cardinals, just as Coach Barton said, you just want to outrun this team, and they've been able to do that on the last 2 buckets.
South Kent outruns, outguns, and usually outshoots.
The shooting hasn't been there today as Tate underneath is blocked by Grigg, and they call a late foul. Wow.
And I'm with a fan over here. I'm agreeing with the 3 seconds. Not one has been called yet, and they've been camping in the paint.
Like I said, it's something that you hardly ever see called. Tilton is just pouring it on Kimball Union in the first half. 57-31 they lead. And the free throw's off the mark as the crowd continues to be a factor. McDuffie is 0 for 5 from the stripe. Kepnang replaces Christie. Tate knocks down the second. So it's a 7-point deficit for the Cardinals. Nelson walks it up. Grigg over to Nelson. Nelson puts it on the floor, creates some space, can't knock down the jumper. Oh, Nelson did everything but hit that jumper.
And Ant's got to get at least warm. I don't expect him to get on fire. He's got to get warm
that's
from the
first
field.
Jump shot he's taken. He's been good.
Oh, Tim.
Can't do it on his own. On the drive, that's taken away. Joseph Bryan with a great pass to Johnson, who can't run it down. I thought that was a good pass from Gabe.
It was a good pass. It was a good pass. Tim should have had that.
Well, under a minute to go, 29-22. Springs. Tate nearly lost it. Cardinals need a stop here.
Good D by Grigg.
Tate kicks out.
Kepning's not going to shoot that.
No. Mahdi, back to Tate. This is the guy you don't want it in the hands of. He's fouled on the floor.
I think it's going to be 1-on-1. Free throws coming up now.
It'll be a 1-and-1. As if this is a miss, South Kent has to secure the rebound. Kepnang's in the game, obviously.
He's got at least 6 inches on Michael.
Free throw rattles in.
So an 8-point game again, chance to make it 9.
This crowd's all over Tate. The second rattles off. Rebound underneath, pulled in by Joseph Bryan. That's good. That's a grown man board.
The chance for South Kent to pull within 6, maybe 5 of the 3.
Johnson drives baseline. Johnson kicks. Papa passed up a 3 in the corner. Kicks back out to Nelson. Nelson on the drive. Nelson. Dish. Down low. Joseph Bryan stuffs it home. Great find. Gabe on the finish. It's a 6-point game, and McDuffie's just going to have to jack something up here with the shot clock winding down. That's short, and we go to the half with the score. McDuffie 30, South Kent 24.
That's a good end of the half for South Kent, as they had the big bucket from Gabe Joseph Bryan. Nice flush, gets the crowd going. The crowd's going to go get some dinner now. They'll be back, and hopefully going to lead our team to victory. They have 10 minutes. And we have 10 minutes. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back. AMG at South Kent School, live from Brown Gymnasium. Quarterfinals of the NEPSAC AA basketball tournament. South Kent needs to get back 6 points, as Tilton has just completely run away from KUA. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second half of second half at Brown Gymnasium. Anthony Camardi with Sam Spagnuolo, Bojang Ma, Taylai, and Vadney, AMG South Kent School. South Kent down 6. We have 30 seconds to go before we have the inbound for the second half. Sam, what can you tell me a little bit about that first half?
Well, it was not the first half that I think that Coach Barton wanted to see. He wanted to see South Kent out in transition, running, trying to beat McDuffie that way. The Cardinals maybe only had 2 buckets in transition, maybe, and McDuffie dominated the paint, something they did last time. So in the second half, I'd expect to see the Cardinals trying to do the same thing. Hopefully they can hit their open jumpers, because if South Kent had hit their open jumpers, we'd be looking at a tied game, or maybe the Cardinals leading it by 3.
Right, and South Kent's going to have the ball to start the second half, and Anthony Nelson has the inbound.
And hands off. That's knocked around in the corner and taken away by the Mustangs. Oh, Petway running the point for McDuffie. McDuffie out of Granby, Mass. They were not a playoff team last year. They are this year, obviously. That one ducked underneath. Tate working down low. Left leaves that thing short, and the rebound's pulled in by Joseph Bryan. Joseph Bryan's not fouled. Nearly was fouled. Dane. Now the crowd's starting to filter back in after going to get some dinner.
A very quick dinner.
Springs will shoot 2. He was 0 for 1 from the line in the first half. He's just a sophomore out of Brooklyn. First is good. And the crowd now not a factor, so they're all out of here.
Yeah, some of them have come back. I imagine more will.
I'm sure. Second for Springs is off the mark. Rebound secured by Joseph Bryan.
That's a tough board by Gabe.
Really is, right over Tate. The Cardinals trail it by 7. Michael Grigg in the game for the first time starting the second half. Dane Quest on the drive. He lays it in.
Great
How about
take
that
there by
Dane?
Dane. The junior from Canada.
And that's a flash of the potential of Dane Quest that we've seen flashing all year. Hasn't really been able to get anything going. In the corner, Petway trying to knock down a 3, and he does. And McDuffie hitting the shots just that South Kent isn't.
If McDuffie's going to hit threes, it's going to be a tough time coming for a comeback for South Kent.
That's the third triple they've hit. That dish comes right to Mike Grigg, and he hits a 3.
There's the answer that South Kent needed. Let's see if that gets the outside shooting going. And more importantly, let's see if that gets Mike Grigg going, as he has the capability of knocking in multiple in a row.
Yeah, when you get Grigg hot, watch out. Well, a minute and a half into the second half of play. Cardinals have trimmed that lead from 6 to 5. But it's progress. You got to chip away.
Chip away.
Massoud on the drive is fouled.
Yeah, they're going to call a block there on Gabe. I let the boys play.
Yeah, we saw in the first half as Johnson will check in. He looks like he's limping around a little bit. You know, when that outlet pass came from Joseph Bryan, Tim kind of extended for that, and it looked like he might have done something to his hammy.
Yeah, of course, the hamstring that's been injured all year. He's been playing well on it, but still.
Tate is double teamed. Tate throws it away. Johnson nearly traveled with it, gets it up ahead to Nelson. Nelson hangs.
Oh, that would have been huge, but hey, He goes to the line, and a foul on Christie nonetheless.
So Christie picks up his first. Nelson will shoot 2. Watching Nelson in the shoot-around earlier today, he was really good from the outside. See how that translates to his free throw shooting. First is in and out.
So South Kent can't be giving away points opportunities here.
Well, South Kent just 5 of 9 from the line today. something they've done really well all year. They've shot at about 70% from the line on the season. That's where you want to be as a team. Nelson
So now
leaves 2 points at the line.
5 of 10. They're down 5. That's easy math.
Yep, that's
tie
it right
game.
there. And Nelson's got to hit one of those. At least one. Make it a 4-point game. However, this game's still well within reach.
Of course, all year, Ants kind of struggled. You remember the free throws that he missed against Tilton down in crunch time.
Springs has it knocked away. Johnson hit the deck for it. Springs takes a jumper. That won't go. Long rebound is kicked away. At least the Cardinals got their hands on it.
Right. Didn't give them an easy opportunity. A 5-point game, nothing at this point.
Massoud will inbound.
But Tim Johnson's going to come out.
Yeah, Cooper and Johnson have been rotating all game. Petway swings it to Tate. Tate feeds the post, has it taken away, but taken right back by Springs, who misses down low. Rebound taken by Quest. And that's
good
gotta
strong
be,
board. I can't believe that wasn't a foul.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's got to be a foul. Nelson takes it all the way, moves around the big guy, and lays it in.
There's a big move there by Ant. 3-point game.
This thing tightening up real quick. Cardinals have outscored McDuffie 7-4 in this second half. That one fed down low and taken away by Johnson. They're going to force a jump ball. I mean, Christie just reached his hands in. I don't know if he had any of the ball to force a jump ball.
He had a lot of Tim.
And I knew that was going to be the call.
Oh, of course. The way this game's been being called. But then he had a lot of Tim, too.
Well, just this year I've noticed in situations like that, referees love calling jump balls and hardly ever fouls in those type of situations.
Either way, silver lining, South Kent gets the possession arrow back for them.
Yep. Springs working underneath, floats it up, won't go, rebound, tapped around and taken by Nelson in transition. Nelson is fouled by Massoud crossing half court.
That's got to be, it wasn't a clear path. Wasn't a clear path. There was another defender back, but still.
An update from some of the other games in action right now. Well, St. Andrews already took down Lawrence 67-48 out in Barrington, Rhode Island. A very expected matchup and a very expected result.
To say the least, yes.
Another expected result going down right now at Tilton. The Rams are up 60-33 over Kimball Union. Cooper, who's in the game with Johnson right now, maybe the first time we've seen both of them in. Quest still in the game as he's given some really good minutes. Nelson crosses over, takes it to the hole, and that's got to be a goaltend, and it is. Count the basket for Nelson. He's got 10, and South Kent trails it by just 1.
Yeah, that ball hit the backboard before the block, and South Kent have come back.
And I don't think that was going in either.
No, I don't think so.
And down low, they call an offensive foul. That's going to go on Tate. So Tate pushes off.
And now how many fouls is that on Tate now?
That is just 1 on Tate.
Oh, just 1, okay. But say, momentum is going the Cardinals' way, and they do have home court.
They do. They trail it by just a chance to take the lead on this possession. Cooper crosses over. Creates some space. Fires a 3 off the mark. Rebound. Battled for. Taken by South Kent.
That's all Gabe right there. Gabe came, then Dane crashed.
Nelson crosses over Petway.
Good defense by Petway. Coach Rivera calling for a push-off.
Cooper looking to attack. Cooper takes it down the lane. High off the window, and he's fouled.
A good move there by Coop.
Unbelievable. Cooper able to get that shot off up against Petway.
And
Kepnang.
Smallest guy on the floor going at the biggest guy on the floor. Hey, no fear. As he's got 2 coming up here. Chance for South Kent to get the lead back.
So he will shoot 2.
First one's good. Hey, we were going to say the same exact thing.
The same exact thing. I'll let you have this one.
All right, the second
I'm
coming
a
up.
generous guy.
Second coming up for Coop. It's 2 of 4 from the line. Make that one 3 of 5, as it's now a 1-point lead for the Cardinals.
35-34. The Cardinals come back to take the lead. They've outscored McDuffie 11-4 here in the second half. The crowd's back in here. They're back into it. Cardinals rolling right now. Nelson on the steal. Nelson has to settle it down, feeds back to Johnson, who gets the easy 2. Timeout, Coach Rivera. The jacket comes off, and South Kent leads it by 3. The boys are rolling right now. So 13-17 to go, 37-34, the Cardinals lead it. And this has been quite a run to start the second half, huh? It's been quite a run to start the second half, huh?
Absolutely. Just what the doctor ordered for South Kent. Wait, was there an echo in here?
Yeah, the second time was the charm. As of course you have a lot going on over there, running the broadcast with our 3-camera setup today. Hope everybody's enjoying that at home. And big game, we pull out the big guns.
McDuffie to inbound the basketball. Now down 3, 13-17 in regulation remaining.
Bella Hunter throws into Petway.
Coach Darren getting the crowd going up a little bit.
They throw it down low.
Good defense by Quest.
That's great defense by Dane. Masood has a dunk.
That was an unfortunate bounce for South Kent. That was good defense.
South Kent still in the lead. Nelson catch and shoot 3. That's long. Rebound tapped around and taken by Masood. Not really tapped around, or Kepnang rather.
Oh, that's
back the
really
other
bad
way.
transition defense. Turns into, well, better transition defense or just bad hands by.
I thought that was good defense by Gabe, getting in there to knock that away. So Petway will inbound from underneath. Close to 5 seconds to get it into Kepnang, who's guarded by Johnson. That's an absolute mismatch. Masood takes a 3 in the face of the defender. Way short. Back the other way, Nelson takes a baseline. Nelson creates some space and lays it in. And Nelson putting the team on his back.
He's got that look on his face, Sam.
He does.
Now the bench getting into it as well.
Bella Hunter, hands off. Tate. Spins.
Good poke by Johnson.
On the floor. Battle for it. Everybody in on the scrum. It's a jump ball. It's South Kent possession.
That was a great strip by Johnson. To earn the possession back for the Cardinals, we got to get probably some mop on the floor. Not only is Ant Nelson a great point guard, he's also a good. He's good at mopping. Coop going in to help out. It's a full team effort down there in the paint. Referee going in there, and now nobody's going to slip and fall. And I mentioned slip and fall. We remember what happened to Ant at Wilbraham and Monson earlier this year.
We do. We thought it might be all over for Ant after that.
Seriously.
But, no, where would they be today without him? He's done it all.
Yeah, again, like I said, he's got that look on his face. He's doing it all right now for the Cardinals. Now Coop's going to try to get in.
Cooper on the drive, blows by, has that thing stuffed, as has been the case many times when South Kent's gone up for a layup in the paint.
Or remember the game at Woodstock and Kepnang, borderline disrespected Cooper by slamming the ball back in his face.
On the drive, kick to Quest. Dane takes it in.
6 on the clock.
Johnson's got to get it off. Heaves up a 3. That's off the mark.
Yeah, that was a prayer. He had a little more time, but not much.
Not a great possession.
No.
So Petway will slow it down. Hands off.
Another strip by Tim. That's got to be a foul.
It is. We said the same thing simultaneously right there. It's got to be a foul. It is.
And Tim just has his way of getting his hands in on the defensive end. There's a couple times in a row now. He's putting the clamps on.
And how huge has Tim's ascension been this year after coming back from his injury, really providing a fourth scorer for the Cardinals?
Huge, unbelievably huge, and
he rebounds the ball so well for a little guy.
Yes, the 32 he had at Lawrence.
Nelson drives, dish, Joseph throws it down on Kepning.
He puts Kepning on a poster. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Gabe is pumped. Gabe is pumped.
Unbelievable.
5-point game. Cardinals lead, 10:50 to go.
They throw it back to Kepning. Kepning trying to get revenge.
Oh, and he blocked by Gabe.
Nelson in transition. Nelson takes it, blocked by Kepning.
Okay.
What a sequence for Gabe Joseph Bryan.
We got a game, folks.
Back the other way. Bella Hunter lays it in.
We got a ball game. I hope you didn't go away, folks. I hope you also have your seatbelt on.
Gabe now with 8. Johnson on the drive. Johnson takes it strong, goes up and under.
Oh my goodness! Gabriel Joseph Bryan
shut it down. 43-38. Gabe is taking this game over.
43-38, South Kent lead.
They throw it down low. Tate,
good move.
As an easy 2.
Good move. 9:41.
What a game.
Galloway set to check in.
Cooper will drive. Cooper puts it up. That won't go.
It's
Joseph
Gabe again.
Follow.
Gabe again.
It's a 5-point lead. Joseph Bryan getting the crowd fired up. Wow. And Gabe just checked out.
Why? Give him a breather, I guess. He is pumped. He's going to get a quick breather. I bet he'll be back out in 20 seconds.
Any Division I coaches watching this game should be laying out the red carpet for Gabe after seeing that. He might be a little undersized, but he makes up for it in every other way. Tate throws it down low. Christie kicks, springs.
Thought that might have been steps.
Could have been. Petway down the lane, kicks out to Tate.
Good defense. Oh, a foul on Dane. That's a good call. That's a good call.
Yeah, he did.
And it bails him out, too, as there was 5 seconds left in the shot clock. What a game, folks. I said put your seatbelt on, folks, and I wasn't lying.
They throw it down low. That's stolen by Cooper. Cooper in transition. They throw it ahead to Nelson. Nelson will throw it down. And this gym is electric. Nelson with 14. They throw it down low. Christie knocked away, blocked by Quest.
Oh, Dane's got to be careful. Hey, they got to be careful now.
And
got to be careful. Josh, oh no, double text.
That's Galloway.
Galloway and Christie. Galloway and Christie.
I love it. This is playoff basketball.
Galloway and Christie will get teed up. Emotions are rising here as Dane gave the flex to Christie after absolutely blocking the daylights out of him. And we've said it all year. The defense, the little things that Dane Quest does.
If I could take the energy in this gym right now over these last 5 minutes and just pump it through my veins every day, I would. Ready to run through a wall.
A cement wall or a straw wall?
Any kind of wall.
Okay. So at the end of all this, it was blocked out of bounds. It'll be a McDuffie ball. Galloway and Christie received a double or a tech each, and they remain matched up against each other.
I got to see what happens now.
As they both have to keep their cool. Both sides do.
They get it into Springs. Springs, Massoud on the drive. Massoud is fouled.
I think that was the right call. Galloway got a piece of his arm.
So that'll be now the third on Galloway, assuming the technical counts as a personal. I think it does. Masood will shoot free throws. And South Kent finds themselves up by 7.
Hey. Say, do or die. You win, win, you go on. Lose, you go home. You got to put all the dogs out there.
Looks like the winner of this game will face Tilton. Tilton is up 71-39 on KUA.
Yeah, that's safe.
Yeah. 47-41. Johnson on the drive, dish down low, and Quest is going to get called for a walk.
For travel. He didn't dribble.
No.
So I'll give him that.
And I think Malachi may be replacing him right now. I'll replace Galloway.
Josh.
You got to applaud that effort from Galloway.
Oh, unbelievable effort by Josh.
So Petway will walk it down the floor. 47-41, 8 minutes to go to decide who moves on to Saturday.
Typical 4-5 matchup.
They feed the post. Christie nearly blocked from behind by Johnson, but he's able to put it home. And 3 quick points here for McDuffie have evened this thing up. Johnson on the drive. Johnson goes up and around. That won't go, and watch out. McDuffie in transition. Tate will run the floor, and he's called for a foul.
I think they're going to get Coop. No, Anthony. They're going to get Nelson.
And Joseph Bryan will check in, much to the crowd's delight. Petway to inbound. Petway throws it underneath to Springs. Springs can't finish. Joseph Bryan pulls in the board. They toss it back. And a timeout taken by Coach Barton. So,
that was a great job there by Barton to call time as soon as Johnson touched the ball up.
Coach Rivera walked almost all the way over to the other side of the floor.
Four-point game, 7:16 to go. Brown Gymnasium is alive.
Electric.
Electric.
Absolutely
Okay.
electric. It's alive, and
any adjective you want to use,
yep.
Verb, noun. I'm beyond grammar right now. Checked into the game as well now.
Jin Wright replacing
Quest.
No, Nelson. And I'm sure this will just be a quick breather. He's played all 29 minutes so far.
You know, the way Gabe was playing earlier, I'm not sure if he needed a breather because I'm pretty sure he was flying.
Yeah. Well, he's back in now. Turnaround shot from Cooper.
Oh, that's tough. That is tough. In the face of Christie, nonetheless.
And they call something down low. A foul on Jinwright.
That might have been the softest call I've seen all season.
I wasn't looking over there. I don't know what it was for. Masood is going to be shooting.
1-and-1 now. 7 minutes of 1-and-1 for McDuffie, which is eventually going to be 2 shots.
I don't think South Kent's too far off either. McDuffie has 4 or 5 team fouls. Masood hits the front end. It's a 5-point game. Timeout taken by Coach Rivera. This is quite an atmosphere.
I love it. It's great.
It's the best.
Again, I think it was a very soft call, but not uncommon for the way they've been calling it all game, so I guess they're consistent.
Well, the Cardinals need to overcome.
A lot of time left in this one.
And looking for the score from Cushing and Gould, if that's over yet. I'm not sure. I think that tipped at 5 as well, so I'll let you know as soon as we find that. Of course, St. Andrews already has advanced, knocking off Lawrence. Tilton will advance as they're just annihilating Kimball Union on their home floor.
Now with South Kent, I think South Kent needs to do, they need to get Gabe back into this, not just physically, he's physically back into the game, but mentally, and the way he was going, I don't think I would have pulled him out of the game.
No, but you do.
I do understand, though.
I get it, and he's back in now. I'm sure he'll be in for the remainder of this game. Masood is short on the second, and you could tell that all the way. Rebound battled for underneath, taken by Cooper, who comes out of the pile with it, and he traveled.
I thought maybe a push was in order there, but.
So, South Kent given a gift with the missed free throw, but they turn it right back over. 6:55 to go. It's a 5-point Cardinal lead. South Kent needs to finish. They have this gym alive. They have the lead, but this is a very dangerous McDuffie team.
These are the. You expect Nelson to give Nelson to get back into this one.
Petway drives around traffic, missed it. Rebounded by D'Souza.
Good defense by D'Souza there.
Now the guy's got to get rid of the ball. He does.
Yeah. Good job by Cooper.
Cooper. Hands off to Malley. 6.5 to go. Now, Cooper with a quick move takes it to the bucket. Underneath, lost it out of bounds. The referees have yet to make a call here. They're going to keep it with South Kent.
It's going to be South Kent ball. Jair is going to inbound, looks like.
Chinwright. Deep to Cooper. Cooper over to Jair in the corner. Tim Johnson catch and shoot 3. That's off the mark.
That was an absolute rainbow.
Yeah. And we've seen him make those. Quick feed inside's picked off by Tim. And Tim declines to throw the deep pass.
That's a hard foul.
By Masood.
That's a hard foul. Clean but hard. That was clean but hard. That's got to be 1-on-1, yeah?
It will be. And Johnson is the best free throw shooter on the team. Tim is 58 for 68 on the year. That's 85%.
That is healthy.
Very healthy. The guy you want at the line. South Kent's biggest lead has been 7. They lead by 5 right now.
First one's good.
And Johnson's 2 for 2. Huge free throws.
So by the book, Tim hits his free throws.
South Kent in the second half, 4 for 6 from the line. Nelson missed 2, but Johnson and Cooper have been perfect. It's a 7-point lead, 6 minutes to go. Bella Hunter. Tate on the drive, kicks, and he's fouled.
Who's the foul going to go on?
It will go on Tim Johnson. So, McDuffie in the 1-and-1.
So, I mean, how much longer do you leave Nelson on the bench? I think he's got to be ready to go back in.
The Cardinals not necessarily playing badly without him, though.
I'll give you that. That's true.
And I'm sure he'll be in at the point that Coach Barton wants to put him back in the game. He doesn't want to have to take him out again. Tate hits the first. Second coming for Tate. That rattles off. Rebounded by D'Souza.
Ginwright carries now back to D'Souza. D'Souza looking to go at the basket.
Looks at glass.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Wow.
That's got to be continuation.
There is just no resemblance of continuation being called today. It's not going to be called.
That's got to be continuation, sir.
I couldn't agree with you more. The foul goes on Tate. D'Souza will shoot 2.
Nelson's checked in for Cooper.
He'll shoot a 1-and-1 because it wasn't a shooting foul, as ridiculous as that is.
Oh, my goodness.
What a tough bucket for Malley. He had 5 in the first half. Nothing here in the second. That free throw's off the mark because he's really struggled from the line.
Good D by Johnson again, another steal.
Nearly coughed it right back up. Johnson on the floor, and Coach Barton takes a timeout.
Oh, the referee was standing right next to Coach Barton. Barton watching that one like an eagle.
Now, Coach.
But then again,
Coach
you can't
reluctantly had to call that timeout.
Right.
I'm sure he wanted to keep that one in his pocket.
The only bad thing about that is, like you just said, you only have a certain amount of fouls, or excuse me, timeouts to call, and he had to burn one right there. But again, the defense of Tim Johnson, getting those saucy paws in there.
Oh, it's been unreal. He's impacted this game in every way possible.
I wish I had a finger on the timer and I could just wind it another 5 minutes and make it 38 seconds left.
It doesn't feel like South Kent's in control of this game, despite a 6-point lead. That's how dangerous and tough McDuffie has been. But this gym's electric. South Kent has all the momentum. Anthony Nelson's back in the game, and they'll look to finish this thing off and move on to Saturday. 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Cardinals with possession. Nelson kicks out. Johnson wide open for 3. Off the mark. South Kent just ice cold from outside.
They hit more than one today. It was Malachi's the only 3.
They've hit 2. Mike hit 1.
Yes, he did. But still.
It's incredible that they hold a 6-point lead being this bad from the outside. Kepning gets that in to Tate. Tate kicks out. Wide open corner 3 is an air ball.
That was nothing but air.
And Nelson had to avoid Kepning. Kicks out. Johnson on the drive. And he's fouled. That foul will go on Kalen Motti.
Tim Johnson, again, an excellent free throw shooter. I'm going to use all the words that don't jinx anything. He's a very good free throw shooter. First one's money.
Second coming up for Johnson. And that won't go. So Johnson splits the pair. South Kent has a 7-point lead. They've led by 7, but no more. I think this is the 3rd time they've been up by 7. Petway on the drive, defended by Ginwright. Over to Kepning. South Kent's done a good job just eliminating Kepning from being a factor in the second half.
And look at Masu got away with a push off there. He lowered the shoulder. Got 2 post-grads, both here for 2 years. D'Souza and Nelson were on the ball.
Shot clock winding down. Petway has to heave up a 3.
That's
way
air.
Off the mark. Shot clock violation, South Kent basketball.
And the crowd is, as they've been the whole game, electric. I'll use your word.
Johnson. Ginwright on the drive. Jair back to Johnson. Johnson lost it underneath.
Yeah, that possession looked doomed to begin with. As
Masood,
he drew the charge.
Ginwright draws the charge.
Jair saw it, set his feet. All day, that's a charge.
That's a great job. And Jair might not be affecting the game offensively, but when you can come in and do that, that's a coach's
dream.
Coach's dream.
4:07 in regulation, 7-point lead for South Kent. Looking for a date with Tilton in the semifinals.
Nelson inbounds to Ginwright. Ginwright walks it up, step back, fires a 3. That's short. Rebounded by Joseph Bryan. He knocked that off Kepning. He knocked it off Kepning.
Gabriel Joseph Bryan. affecting the game in every way today.
The biggest X factor for South Kent.
And this has been a Coach Barton game. The effort, the hustle, the effort, everything from everybody.
Ginwright.
Now you can't take an ill-advised shot. Oh, wide open.
Wide open lane. Nelson.
And one!
And one. This gym. The roof's about to blow off. Nelson with a chance to make it a 10-point lead.
Chance of MVP coming from the crowd.
And a timeout taken by Coach Rivera as that what was a 6-point halftime lead has evaporated. No, he's got.
So Gabe getting some water on the bench there. 3:47 to go, a 9-point game for South Kent as it's starting to open up a bit. Moment during the timeout.
So Nelson will look to finish off this 3-point play. He's got 16, chance to make it 17. And with 3:47 to go, a 9-point lead is a big mountain to climb.
Again, a very tough McDuffie team that not more than 2 weeks ago was sitting at second place in AA.
Right. They were without Dana Tate. They were without Ismail Massoud for an extended period of time. And that led to a lot of their losses. This is a full-strength team today. And South Kent's, they took some body blows in the first half, but they hung in there. Now they lead this by 10 with a chance to ice the game from the line. Petway crosses over. He's got Jair on skates, puts it up, and he's fouled.
And they're going to get Jair with the foul there. I heard contact.
I heard a slap.
I heard a slap. Could have slapped the ball.
That's
a stretch to ask for that.
Petway missed 2 in the first half. Of course, the crowd was right in their face in the first half.
True.
Knocks that one in. The 5 right now. Neville Lee, Tanaj Petway, Dana Tate, Ishmael Massoud, and Richard Springs for McDuffie. For South Kent down the stretch, well, a lot of guards. Nelson, Ginwright, Johnson, D'Souza, and Joseph Ryan. Ginwright in the corner. Back to Nelson. And one note right now, this South Kent student section is wrapping around onto the far wall. Wrapping around on the far wall. Last time I saw a crowd wrap around to the far wall was 2 years ago with that legendary team led by Tremont Waters, Matt Moore, and Miles Powell.
Oh, yes.
Hughes. That's the last time I've seen a crowd wrap around to the wall. So great to see the boys show up and support today. And they've been a factor for sure.
This baseline referee loves to call on the floor.
He does. Nothing will be continuated today.
If there hasn't been already, yeah.
No.
So Nelson for at least one. Make that 2. So they are into the double bonus.
Nelson is 1 for 4 from the stripe today now. 1 for 3 make that.
So, oh no, second rim's out.
Gotta hit your free throws.
Gotta hit your free throws. So instead of a 10-point game, it's an 8-point game.
South Kent making this thing interesting. The only thing Nelson has struggled today is from the free throw line. Tate spins and he walked.
He did shuffle his feet. He absolutely did shuffle his feet.
So a good call made by the referees. 55-47.
Inbounded to Johnson. Johnson's got one-on-one defending. as he is going to get it over the timeline and foul.
So a quick foul goes on Lee, and Johnson will shoot 2.
Coach Rivera has his hands outstretched going, seriously? You're going to call that?
I might be inclined to agree with him.
I also agree with him, but I'm not going to complain.
No.
This guy won the line. Oh, no, it's 2 in a row from Tim.
Cardinals are not making their free throws down the stretch. Missed their last 3.
Not making it easy for themselves here.
No. And Tim has been so good at the line.
There it is. He gets 1.
That pushes it to a 9-point game. Still a 3-possession game. Under 3 to go. The clock is not the friend of the McDuffie Mustangs. Petway on the drive. Petway stripped by Ginwright. Good quick hands by Jair.
Ball inbounded. Masood for 3. Off the mark.
Rebound.
Good board by Malachi D'Souza.
That's tough by Malley. Ginwright back to D'Souza. South Kent will wisely run clock. We'll see if they elect to foul. Ginwright has it stripped out of bounds.
It's a good take by Ginwright. He saw an opening and went for it.
So Jair will throw in. On the drive, Nelson takes it to the hole. He's fouled.
And count the bucket.
Basket.
So Malachi with the rebounding, Johnson with the steals, Nelson with the buckets, Gabe with the energy, Jair with the energy off the bench.
It's been an unbelievable second half for South Kent.
And the bucket for Nelson, or the free throw for Nelson.
They've outscored McDuffie 35-17 in the second half.
It's now a 12-point game.
Masood on the drive. And they will count that.
Oh, so the on the floor guy calls the N1. And it was an N1, but he figured he'd be the guy to call it, right?
Of course.
As Jair gets some well-deserved high fives on the bench, as checking back in is Cooper.
Masood short on the free throw.
Rebound with Johnson. Oh no!
Oh, they called a travel. So
that's the correct call.
Yeah, he went down with it.
That's the correct call.
And South Kent can't get out of their own way right now. But they still lead it by 10. One thing we haven't mentioned today, McDuffie's starting point guard, James Bouknight, is out. It's like a serious injury to his left leg. That's a factor.
Yeah, he's got it wrapped up. Masood for 3. He buries.
Deep 3 by Ismail Masood. 2 minutes to go, 7-point lead. Nelson has to get it in. They get it into Cooper. And we'll see if McDuffie tries to just draw this game out and extend it by fouling. Cooper. Hands off to Nelson. I would play this possession out if I was McDuffie. Nelson on the drive, takes it to the hole, lays it in off the window.
Oh, I can't believe that wasn't an and one.
I'll take the 2. Nelson has been huge. Masood jacks up a 3. That's off the mark. Rebounded by D'Souza. Cooper ahead of the pack. D'Souza goes up strong with it, and he lost it on the way up.
Malachi was looking to bring down the house with that.
Back in transition, McDuffie throws it away. So no harm, no foul. And Coach Barton wants his boys to slow it down. With 1:17 to go, they can salt this thing away. Looks like the Cardinals are in very good position.
Yeah, Malachi was looking to hurt the rim there.
Oh, he was. Inbound, Nelson's fouled.
So, though South Kent have the tough part of the bracket, they are a minute and 14 seconds away from winning this one. They have a 9-point lead. A date with Tilton would be up next.
A Tilton team that South Kent has to feel very confident going into that matchup with, because they really played Tilton tough. Could have won that game. Could have won that
They got
game.
down really big, really early, just didn't have enough to come back. Do we have a score in the Cushing game?
Let me see if I have anything from that.
So Nelson at the line for his first shot. First one rims out, or it's 2 shots regardless. So
Nelson has really struggled at the line. Nelson
second one
short
as
on
well.
The second. So back the other way, McDuffie. Tate in the corner, 3. That's good. So Neville Lee knocks down a triple. It's a 6-point game with a minute to go, and I'm starting to get an uneasy feeling.
Yeah, and I haven't had an easy feeling this whole game, but needless to say, it's a 6-point game with a minute left, and that's, not insurmountable.
And I want to preface this by saying that Nelson's been unbelievable for South Kent today, and they would not be in this position without him. But he's 2 for 8 from the free throw
That's
line.
not good.
No. Not good.
And 6-point lead, he's 2 for 8. Even making 3 of those, a 9-point game.
Yeah.
And as a team, not shooting very well. $13 for 24, so just over 50% on the day for South Kent from the line. Looks like the Cushing score is MIA.
Yeah, trying to find it, but we'll get that to you when we can. More importantly, this game is not over.
1:03 remaining.
Nelson will inbound into Cooper. Cooper throws it ahead to Greg. Greg has it stolen.
My, that's what you can't have happen.
And Tate will throw it down.
Oh, no.
And the foul.
And he compounds it by fouling him. And Michael Gregg is, just as he found his way onto the court, he's going to find his way just as quickly off the court. I cannot believe. That makes me sick. That makes me sick.
And that uneasy feeling starting to return. And if Tate can hit this free throw, it'll be a 1-possession game with a minute to go. And South Kent hanging on for dear life. They led it by 10 just a minute ago. Tate can't hit. Rebound, tapped around, taken by Springs, and McDuffie keeps the possession alive. So if nothing else, some time will come off the clock here. And this gym is loud.
That's good. Kepnang. He's trying to find a mismatch.
On the drive, Petway kicks out. Lee on the drive, and he throws it right to D'Souza. Cooper is fouled.
And now you can exhale a little bit.
Wow.
Still got to make the free throws, but you can exhale a little bit. A little bit.
What a game.
First one's good.
Second for Cooper's good. And Joseph Bryan will check in. They're going to go offense, defense with him and Cooper. That's smart.
Very
it's a 6-point lead.
Bryan on Kepnang.
On the drive, down the lane, high off the window, won't go. Rebound tapped around, taken by Ginwright. And that's just about going to do it.
They got to get it over the timeline. Johnson's fouled.
So Johnson will be all alone to shoot these free throws, 63-57. And South Kent is 14.2 seconds away from a matchup with Tilton.
Location to be determined.
Why y'all quiet? Y'all was loud in the beginning of the game. What happened? Y'all lost y'all voices? All right.
So
Start the buses. Start the buses.
Johnson can end it with this make. Yes. It's a three
possession game.
Two-possession game. Three-possession game.
Three, yes.
I knew what I was trying to say. Kind of. Second for Johnson is good. Money from Johnson down the stretch. McDuffie's going to have to jack up a quick shot. Tate, the flush by Kepnang.
That's not going to affect anything.
No. Nelson firing up the crowd.
And now,
Is Coach Rivera going to get teed up?
on the floor, blow the whistle. They're going to make him throw it in. They're going to put time back on the clock. And there's the crowd waving goodbye to McDuffie.
Love it. This is the most electric the gym's been all year.
Gabriel Joseph Bryan, huge today. The energy. Look at the smile on his face.
Cooper will check in, replacing Joseph Bryan. Offense, defense. .2 on the clock. They inbounded to Souza, and they're going to foul Malley just for show.
Come on. I'm trying to get home by a good time. Come on now. Come on. Enjoy these last 2.8 seconds of the season. Enjoy it.
And Souza will shoot two. The first one rattles off. And this one, just to put the exclamation point on a great victory for South Kent. Yes.
So the
Your final, as that one doesn't go, South Kent 59, South Kent 66, McDuffie 59. It's a victory that reverberates all around New England. The Cardinals, perhaps disrespected a little bit by the seeding, they make a statement today on their home floor.
Your final score, South Kent 65, McDuffie 59.
So your player of the game, without a doubt, has got to be Ant Nelson, who had 23 from the starting point guard position. Nelson did miss some free throws, but it was really him that ignited the entire thing. Gabe Joseph Bryan, how about that sequence where he just threw down dunk after dunk, blocking Kepnang. He finished with 12 of his own. And the Cardinals will roll on to a matchup with Tilton on Saturday in what has to be the most confident team in all of AA. I can't imagine a better way to win a playoff game than this one, with your home fans supporting you like they did. And shout out to the Cardinal fans. They were just huge tonight.
Unbelievable home court advantage. And they most certainly flexed their muscle tonight and spurred the Cardinals to victory. This has been AMG at South Kent School, live from Brown Gymnasium.
We'll see you Saturday as South Kent looks to keep marching on toward victory.
They live to fight another day. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you Saturday.